I was steady talking. I'm not sure at what point the camera cut off, if I accidentally turned it off. Um, I'm not sure where it cut off at. But anyway, one of the things that I was saying is historically, I understand that for sisters, if a brother tries to use a pickup line on her or catcall her, it's a turn off. And some brothers don't realize that, right? Some men don't realize that. And so a lot of women have built up this defense mechanism. And so they'll just be rude, won't speak, won't look at the brother, because they're assuming that he just wants to talk to her, which may not always be the case, right? Some brothers are just being courteous. Again, they may be practicing speaking. They may be working on their own trust. I can trust myself around beautiful women and not have the urge to sleep with them or talk to them, right? Same thing goes for the brothers, right? There are women who come on pretty heavy, and some don't care if you're in a relationship. And again, that door swings both ways, because some men don't care if the woman is in a relationship, because for some people it's just a competition, right? But I would especially say this for our business owners. You go into a business and you're practicing common courtesy and respect by smiling and speaking to the brother, but because he doesn't trust himself, his spouse doesn't trust him, or he just has a lack of trust for women in general, he will be rude. Then we wonder why, especially for black-owned businesses or melanated-owned businesses, why people say, oh, well, I don't support those businesses because the customer service is poor. And this is one of the reasons why. Every woman that comes into your business or into your space does not want to sleep with you. Why do our egos tell us that? Whether she's single or not. Whether he's single or not. Everyone does not operate the same way. But for some reason, we've convinced ourselves of that due to our own past experiences, which may have nothing to do with the current moment. We're not supposed to hold on to the past experiences. We're supposed to live in the present moment. So if you've had a history of cheating and your spouse can't trust you, do you still not trust yourself to be able to even speak or smile at a woman and know that it's not going to go any further than that being a returning customer? Oh, I like the customer service at this place. I'm going to refer people. But when somebody comes in and you dry, you don't want to look at them, that's that's poor customer service, sir or ma'am. That's poor customer service. And again, I'm not saying that you have to be extra friendly, because that may not be your personality. But I can almost guarantee you that if you treat people with common courtesy and respect, you will have more people coming to your store, because they'll then refer somebody. Oh yeah, I went to so-and-so place. They have good customer service. Yes, you may have a good amount of customers because of the products that you offer or the services you provide. But you certainly kill more bees with honey. And again, I'm not saying that you have to be extra friendly or, just completely let your guard down. I'm not saying that, because again, I do acknowledge that some people you have to let your guard out for. But we attract who we are. So what is your energy? What kind of energy are you projecting? Even to a point where I've been certain places. Now, some men don't do this, but some men do, right? Some men are still very courteous, whether they're with their woman or not, right? Again, I've had brothers, older especially, they speak, and that's it. They keep on going about their business, and I go on about mine, right? They'll even open the door, right? Again, whether they're with their woman or not. And I would say for some women, that's what we want. We want a brother that can be respectful to all women, yet he knows how to set boundaries and doesn't assume that every woman that speaks to him wants to sleep with him, right? But I love the brothers who they're with their partner, but they still have so much respect for women that they will still open the door for me. Not based on what I look like, right? Not based on what I'm wearing, just simply based on the fact that I'm a woman who deserves respect, right? There are brothers, maybe a couple months back, I was going to the gas station, and this sister, she had on the leggings, you know, with camel toe showing, a little crop top, I think long braids, whatever. He opened the door for her, right? Here I am, I had a hat on, you know, maybe some sweatpants. I don't remember what I was wearing, but I wasn't dolled up, right? He let the door close in my face. So when I went inside, I said, oh, is that what we doing? We're not opening the door for women no more. And he said, oh, I had a phone call. And he acted like he was getting on his phone. Now you lying to me. Is that how that's supposed to go? If I think I could potentially get somewhere with you because based on the way that you're dressed, which is a judgment. Because based on the way a woman is dressed has nothing to do with anything, right? There are women who wear leggings and crop tops, but you still won't get nowhere. There are brothers who wear muscle shirts, right? But you still won't get anywhere. There are brothers who work out, but they have enough respect for themselves that they are very selective, right? So just because a woman is dressed a certain way does not say anything about her character. Since I was younger, I've done my best to prove that, right? I used to wear leggings and I would always cover up my behind, and nowadays, you know, that's not the style, right? That's not the trend. But I would wear mini skirts, short shorts, but I still demanded respect. And I was treated with respect, because just because I'm dressed a certain way does not mean that I'm just loosey-goosey. One has nothing to do with the other, for real. And we should stop making assumptions like that. You know, when the first set of Caucasians or Europeans came to this country, everyone was naked. It wasn't a source of shame or guilt. It was just embracing the naturalness. But it wasn't until they started to lust and, you know, commit sexual crimes against women that women had to start covering up, right? So now that has become the trend, especially among Islamic men, because they want to protect the women. Although some don't understand the difference between protecting her and controlling her, or leading and controlling, right? So a lot of things we've taken to the extreme. And again, I know that men and women lust, but just because someone wants to say greetings, good day, hello, hi, hey, how you doing, human being, does that mean they want to take it any further than being pleasant, courteous, respectful? Like people used to do back in the day. Back in the day, you would never walk past someone, especially someone who had the same skin complexion as you, and not speak. That was unheard of. Again, even it was a head nod. You don't have to engage in full-blown conversation. You don't have to smile if that's not what your personality calls for. But at least acknowledge. You know what I see is most people, they have their head down. All on social media. That's what you see most people. So when another being walks past them, they don't even look up to acknowledge that they see this person. When did we become so rude? Why you gotta be so rude? Why? Why are we so disrespectful towards one another? And again, I know that historically some people have done some grimy things. I get it. But if your vibe attracts your tribe, then the vibe that you're attracting means that that's not the only type of people that's coming into your, into your space, right? You're attracting people who don't have that mindset, right? I would think. Oh, but do you still have that mindset? And again, you can't trust yourself. And your spouse doesn't trust you because of your history. And you don't know how to turn it off. Where you can actually be courteous to a woman and not want to sleep with her. Or courteous to a man and not want to sleep with him. Or think that he wants to sleep with you. Or think that she wants to sleep with you. Or maybe you have mommy issues. And you saw your mom do some things that weren't necessarily righteous. Or you saw your sisters not do some things that were righteous. Or your aunties or your cousins. So you've convinced yourself that women are this way, right? Which again, does not apply to all women. That may be what you experienced growing up, but it does not apply to all women. And again, it doesn't apply to all men either. Some women have been touched. Some men have been touched, right? And for a boy, once that nerve at the base of the anus has been touched, it confuses the mind, right? So for those of us who have been touched, myself included, you really grow up confused. Some, again, convincing themselves that all men or all women are that way. When again, it's not true. But we live with this fear. It throws our energy off. It creates insecurities. It creates a lack of trust, right? It breeds low self-esteem. Because we should be all about trust and confidence, right? Inner strength, confidence. And we should be able to set boundaries. If somebody is doing something that you don't like, you don't have to yell and you don't have to curse. I've said this several times in several videos, right? You don't have to be rude to people. You can just clearly set a boundary. So if a man or woman says something to you, and let's say you're in a relationship. No, thank you, miss. I was just being courteous. No, thank you, sir. I was just being courteous. But I'm already taken. I'm already in a relationship. And if they hit you with, oh, what that got to do with me, or that person don't have to know, well, that's not how I operate. But thank you anyway. Now, if the person persists and you need to take it a step further, because some people you do have to raise your voice a little bit because they're not getting it. So if you've said it once or twice and they still keep trying, you know, again, you might have to handle that a little differently. You could just ignore the person. You still don't have to yell or curse, but you may just have to handle that a little different. right? Because some people can be a little persistent because, again, they assume that persistence breaks resistance. And some people do say one thing and do another, or say one thing and mean another. So some people aren't used to people who have a boundary and they stand firm and stand their ground and say, no, I said what I meant and I meant what I said. And that's the end of the conversation, for real, for real. Some people don't get it. And that's fine too. You just have to help them get it, right? I'm here for y'all. If you need to book a session, even a 15-minute free discovery session, to see whether or not we will be a good fit for each other, and if I can help you maybe overcome some of these obstacles, I'll be more than happy to assist you. You can reach out to me by inboxing me, sending me a message, and we can go from there. You can also purchase handmade gemstone creations on my Etsy page at www.circa2009.com. There are also natural products and other spiritual tools and gifts that you can find as well. Love y'all. Later.